Instead of learning to cast spells with a wand, he's training with a lightsaber. Instead of facing Voldemort with magic, he's using the power of the Force. Our story begins on Private Drive, but this isn't the world you know. In this reality, the Galactic Republic has expanded across multiple galaxies, and Earth, or as it's known in the Outer Rim, Terra Prime, is just another planet under Republic protection. Harry Potter still lives with the Dursleys, still sleeps in that cramped cupboard under the stairs, and still has no idea he's anything special. The Dursleys hate him just as much, but instead of fearing magic, they fear the Jedi. See, in this universe, Vernon Dursley works for a corporation that has some shady dealings with the Separatists, and the last thing he wants is Jedi attention on his family. But Harry is different, really different. When Dudley and his gang corner him, objects around Harry don't just move, they float, they spin, they dance through the air with a precision that's almost elegant. When he's angry, electronics short out. When he's scared, he seems to disappear into shadows that shouldn't exist. The Dursleys think he's a freak, but they have no idea what's really happening. Harry isn't just moving things with his mind, he's unconsciously tapping into the Force, and he's doing it at a level that would make even Master Yoda take notice. And that's exactly what happens. Master Qui-Gon Jinn is on a routine mission to investigate Force disturbances in the Outer Rim when his ship's sensors go absolutely crazy over a small planet called Terra Prime. The readings are off the charts. There's someone down there with Force sensitivity so strong it's creating ripples across space. Qui-Gon lands his ship in a field and makes his way to Private Drive. He doesn't need an address. The Force is practically screaming at him, pointing him directly toward number 4. It's late at night when Qui-Gon arrives. The Dursleys are asleep, but Harry is wide awake in his cupboard, staring at the ceiling and wondering why he feels so restless, like something big is about to happen. Then he hears it, a gentle knock at the front door. "Mr. Dursley," Qui-Gon says calmly, "I'm here about the boy." "We don't know anything about any boy," Vernon lies, but his voice is shaking. "I think you do." Qui-Gon's hand rests casually on his lightsaber hilt. The Force is strong with him, stronger than I've felt in a very long time. Harry can hear every word, and something inside him is responding to this stranger's voice. The air around him starts to shimmer, and without thinking, he reaches out with his mind and unlocks his cupboard door. It swings open silently. Qui-Gon stops mid-sentence. He can feel it. The boy is listening, and more than that, he's using the Force. Untrained, instinctive, but incredibly powerful. "Harry," Qui-Gon calls out, ignoring Vernon's requests. "I know you can hear me. It's alright. You're safe." Harry steps into the hallway, and the moment Qui-Gon sees him, everything clicks into place. This isn't just any Force-sensitive child. The power radiating from this 11-year-old boy is unlike anything Qui-Gon has ever encountered. It's raw, untapped, and there's something else, a darkness lurking at the edges, like a shadow that follows him wherever he goes. And that's when Qui-Gon notices the scar. It's not just a lightning bolt-shaped mark on Harry's forehead. To Qui-Gon's Force-enhanced senses, it's something much more sinister. Dark side energy, ancient and malevolent, somehow bound to this child. It's like looking at a Sith artifact that's been grafted onto an innocent boy's soul. "Fascinating," Qui-Gon murmurs, then looks directly at Harry. "Tell me, young one, have you ever heard of the Jedi?" 3 days later, Harry Potter finds himself standing in the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, and let me tell you, it's a hell of a lot better than Private Drive. The Dursleys had practically thrown his stuff at Qui-Gon and slammed the door, muttering something about finally being rid of the freak. Harry should have been hurt, but honestly, he was too amazed by everything around him to care. The Jedi Council, however, is not as welcoming as Harry hoped. Master Yoda sits in his chair, studying Harry with those ancient eyes, while the other council members exchange worried glances. They can all feel it, the incredible power, yes, but also that dark presence that seems to cling to the boy like a shadow. "Strong with the Force, this one is," Yoda says slowly, "but clouded his future is. Much fear I sense in him. And something else." He trails off, his gaze fixed on Harry's scar. Master Windu leans forward. The boy is too old to begin training, and that mark on his forehead, it reeks of the dark side. "It's not his fault," Qui-Gon argues. "Whatever was done to him, he was just a baby. The power I've seen him display, we can't just ignore it." The debate goes on for what feels like hours. Some council members want to train Harry, others think he's too dangerous, and a few suggest they should study the dark energy in his scar before making any decisions. Finally, Yoda raises his hand for silence. "Train him we will," the ancient Jedi Master decides, "but careful we must be. Watch him closely we shall, and if the darkness grows too strong..." He doesn't finish the sentence, but everyone understands. Harry's assigned to Master Obi-Wan Kenobi as his Padawan. Now, Obi-Wan is still dealing with the loss of Qui-Gon in the original timeline, but here, with his master alive and well, he's a more confident seasoned Jedi Knight ready to take on his first apprentice. His lightsaber skills develop at an incredible pace. Where most Padawans take months to master basic forms, Harry's got them down in weeks. His connection to the Force is so strong that he can sense things happening on the other side of the temple. He can move objects that would challenge a Jedi Knight, and his reflexes are so fast that even the training remotes can barely keep up with him. But here's the thing, Harry's approach to the Force is completely different from traditional Jedi training. Most Jedi are taught to find peace, to let go of emotion, to become one with the Force through serenity. But Harry's power comes from something deeper, something more primal. When he's protecting someone he cares about, when he's fighting for what's right, when he's channeling his determination to never let anyone hurt the innocent, that's when his power reaches levels that make even Master Yoda raise an eyebrow. Obi-Wan notices this during a training session when some older Padawans decide to pick on Harry for being the weird kid with the scar. "Come on, Potter," one of them sneers. "Show us this amazing power everyone's talking about." Harry tries to walk away. He's learned that fighting only makes things worse, but they block his path. "What's wrong? Scared?" Another Padawan waves his training saber threateningly. "Maybe the council was wrong about you. Maybe you're just a freak with a weird scar." It's not anger exactly. It's more like righteous fury. Those bullies remind him of Dudley, of everyone who ever made him feel small and powerless, but he's not powerless anymore. Harry's lightsaber ignites, and suddenly he's not an 11-year-old boy anymore. He's a force of nature. The fight lasts maybe 30 seconds. When it's over, all 5 older Padawans are on the ground, their training sabers scattered across the room, and Harry is standing in the center, breathing hard but completely in control. However, Obi-Wan walks in. He takes one look at the scene, the defeated Padawans, Harry standing there with his lightsaber still ignited, the Force energy still crackling around him, and he knows he's witnessing something unprecedented. "Harry," Obi-Wan says calmly, "deactivate your lightsaber." Harry does, immediately, and the energy around him fades. "Master, I can explain." "No need," Obi-Wan interrupts, helping the other Padawans to their feet. "I saw enough." He turns to the older students. "I believe you all have meditation exercises to complete." "That was impressive," Obi-Wan says finally, "but also concerning. The power you displayed, the way you fought, it was like watching 5 different Jedi Masters all at once." "Is that bad?" Harry asks, genuinely worried. "Not bad." Obi-Wan considers his words carefully. "But unusual. Tell me, what were you feeling during the fight?" Harry thinks about it. "I wasn't angry, not really. I couldn't let them keep being bullies. It reminded me of my cousin and his friends, how they used to pick on smaller kids. I couldn't stand by and let it happen again." And that's when Obi-Wan realizes something crucial about his new Padawan. Harry's power doesn't come from the traditional Jedi path of emotional detachment. It comes from his deep, unshakable commitment to protecting others. It's not the calm, serene power of a typical Jedi. It's the fierce, protective power of someone who's seen too much suffering and refuses to let it continue. But here's where things start to get complicated, because Harry's incredible power hasn't gone unnoticed by everyone in the galaxy. And I'm not just talking about the Jedi. Emperor Palpatine has been watching. Through his network of spies and dark side adepts, he's learned about the boy with the mysterious scar and the unprecedented Force abilities. And what he's discovered has him very, very interested. "Fascinating," Palpatine murmurs to himself, studying the reports. "A child marked by dark side energy, yet trained by the Jedi. Such potential." Palpatine recognizes what the scar really is. It's a fragment of a dark side entity, something ancient and powerful that's been bound to Harry's very soul. In the wizarding world, it would have been called a Horcrux. In the Star Wars universe, it's something far more dangerous. It's a Sith spirit anchor, a piece of a Dark Lord's essence that's been grafted onto an innocent child, and Palpatine wants it. Meanwhile, Harry's training continues, but Obi-Wan is starting to notice disturbing patterns. During combat practice, Harry sometimes displays techniques that no Jedi has taught him. Vicious, efficient moves that seem designed not just to defeat an opponent, but to destroy them. His lightsaber work is becoming more aggressive, more brutal, and the nightmares have started. Every night, Harry dreams of a dark figure calling to him, promising him power beyond imagination. The voice tells him that the Jedi are holding him back, that they fear his true potential. It whispers that with the right training, he could become the most powerful Force user in the galaxy, powerful enough to protect everyone he cares about, powerful enough to ensure that no one would ever suffer again. And honestly, part of Harry is starting to listen. During one particularly intense meditation session, Master Yoda approaches Harry in the temple gardens. "Troubled you are, young Padawan," Yoda observes, settling down beside him. "Sense the darkness, I do. Growing stronger it is." Harry opens his eyes, and just for a second, they flash with something that isn't entirely light. "Master Yoda, what if the Jedi way isn't the only way? What if there's a faster path to power, a way to protect people more effectively?" Yoda's ears droop slightly. He's heard these words before, from another promising young Jedi who fell to the dark side. Seductive the dark side is, Promise quick power, it does, but consume you, it will. Destroy everything you seek to protect, it shall. But what if I'm strong enough to control it? Harry presses. What if I could use both sides of the Force, take the best of each? Tried this, others have, Yoda says sadly. Failed, they all did. The dark side is not a tool to be used, young one. It is a cancer that spreads until nothing good remains. That night, Harry's dreams are more vivid than ever. The dark figure reveals himself. It's the spirit of an ancient Sith Lord, one who discovered the secret of binding his essence to another's soul to achieve a form of immortality. He's been waiting, growing stronger, feeding off Harry's power and emotions. You could be so much more than a mere Jedi, the spirit whispers. I can teach you to harness your anger, your pain, your determination. Together, we could reshape the galaxy, eliminate suffering, bring order to chaos. All you have to do is embrace what you truly are. And for a moment, just a moment, Harry reaches out toward that offered power. That's when every Force being in the temple wakes up screaming. The surge of darkside energy is so powerful that it short-circuits electronics throughout the temple, shatters windows, and sends several Padawans into unconsciousness. Master Yoda and the entire council come running, lightsabers ignited, expecting to find Sith assassins. Instead, they find Harry floating 3 feet above his bed, dark energy swirling around him like a tornado, his scar blazing with malevolent light. Harry! Obi-Wan shouts, but his voice can't penetrate the storm of darkside energy. Master Windu raises his lightsaber. The boy is lost. We have to stop him before— No, Yoda interrupts, stepping forward despite the dangerous energy crackling around Harry. Lost he is not. Fighting he is. And Yoda was right. Inside the storm of dark power, Harry is fighting the hardest battle of his life. The Sith spirit is trying to take complete control, to use Harry's body as a vessel for its return to the physical world, but Harry isn't giving up. He thinks about his friends at the temple, about Obi-Wan's patient teaching, about the younglings who look up to him. He thinks about all the people he wants to protect, and he realizes that the dark side's promise is a lie. Power gained through hatred and fear can't truly protect anyone. It only creates more suffering. You're wrong, Harry says, his voice echoing strangely as he speaks both to the Sith spirit and aloud. I don't need your power. I have something better. And what is that, foolish boy? The spirit snarls. I have people who believe in me. Harry reaches out through the Force, not to his anger or his pain, but to his connections, to Obi-Wan, to his fellow Padawans, to Master Yoda, to everyone who has shown him kindness and friendship. Their combined light side energy flows into him, giving him the strength he needs. The Sith spirit realizes what's happening and makes one last desperate attempt to maintain control. You cannot destroy me! I am part of you! We are bound together! You're right, Harry says calmly. We are bound together, which means when I do this, Harry does something that no Jedi has ever attempted before. Instead of trying to purge the dark side energy from himself, he embraces it, not to use it, but to transform it. He takes all that hatred, all that pain, all that malevolent power, and he converts it into something else entirely. Love, compassion, the absolute determination to protect others, no matter the cost to himself. The explosion of transformed energy is so powerful that it can be felt across the entire galaxy. On distant worlds, darkside adepts suddenly find their powers weakened. Sith artifacts crackle and crumble. Even Emperor Palpatine staggers in his throne room, feeling a disturbance in the Force unlike anything he's ever experienced. When the light fades, Harry collapses back onto his bed, unconscious but alive. The dark energy is gone, not just suppressed, but actually transformed into light. His scar is still there, but it's just a mark now, with no power behind it. The Sith spirit is gone, not destroyed, but redeemed, its essence finally at peace after millennia of hatred and pain. Master Yoda approaches the unconscious boy, his ancient eyes wide with amazement. Incredible, he whispers. Transformed the dark side itself, he did. Thought impossible this was. 6 months later, Harry Potter has become something unprecedented in Jedi history. A Padawan who has not only resisted the dark side, but actually transformed it into light. His power levels have stabilized at something more manageable, though he's still incredibly strong in the Force. More importantly, his approach to the Jedi way has started to influence the entire Order. Harry's experience taught him something that the Jedi had forgotten over the centuries, that emotions aren't the enemy. It's what you do with those emotions that matters. Love, compassion, the desire to protect others. These aren't weaknesses to be suppressed, they're strengths to be channeled. Under Harry's influence, and with the Council's cautious approval, the Jedi begin to explore a new philosophy. They call it the balanced path, a way of using the Force that acknowledges emotion while maintaining control, that draws strength from connections rather than detachment. The results are incredible. Jedi who follow Harry's example find their powers enhanced, their connection to the Force deeper and more intuitive. They're better fighters, better healers, better protectors of the innocent. Most importantly, they're happier, more fulfilled in their service to the galaxy. But of course, not everyone is pleased with these changes. Emperor Palpatine watches these developments with growing alarm. His entire plan for galactic domination depended on the Jedi's rigid adherence to their old ways, their emotional detachment that made them vulnerable to manipulation and corruption. This new balanced path threatens everything he's worked for. This Potter boy, he tells his advisors, he's becoming a problem. His influence is making the Jedi stronger, more unified. We need to eliminate him before he can spread this philosophy any further. Palpatine launches a massive assault on the Jedi Temple, throwing everything he has at it. Clone troopers, Sith assassins, dark-side adepts, even a few Sith Lords he's been keeping in reserve. His goal is simple: kill Harry Potter and crush his new Jedi philosophy before it can take root. But he's made one crucial miscalculation. The Jedi who follow the balanced path aren't just individually stronger, they're connected to each other in ways the old Jedi never were. They fight as one unified force, their emotions and connections amplifying each other's power, rather than creating weakness. Harry stands at the center of it all, no longer the scared 11-year-old boy from Private Drive, but a young man who has found his true purpose. The battle rages for hours. Imperial forces pour into the temple, but they're met by Jedi who fight with a passion and unity they've never encountered before. Master Yoda and Obi-Wan fight side by side with Harry, their combined power creating a barrier that no dark-side user can penetrate. Finally, Palpatine himself arrives, his yellow eyes blazing with Sith lightning. "So," he sneers, facing Harry across the temple's main hall, "you're the boy who thinks he can change the galaxy. Let me show you the true power of the dark side." The fight between Harry and Palpatine isn't just physical, it's a clash of everything they represent. Palpatine embodies the old ways, the belief that power comes from domination, from fear, from the suppression of others. Harry represents something new, the idea that true strength comes from connection, love, the willingness to sacrifice for others. "You cannot win," Palpatine snarls, unleashing torrents of force lightning. "The dark side is stronger. It always has been." "You're wrong," Harry replies, his lightsaber deflecting the lightning back at the Emperor. "The dark side isn't stronger, it's just louder." Harry reaches out through the Force, connecting not just to the Jedi in the temple, but to everyone across the galaxy who believes in hope, justice, and the possibility of a better tomorrow. Their combined light side energy flows through him, making him not just powerful, but radiant with pure Force energy. Palpatine realizes too late what's happening. This isn't just one Jedi he's fighting, it's the collective will of everyone who refuses to give in to despair. The Emperor's lightning turns back on him, his own dark side energy transformed by Harry's influence into something that burns away his corruption rather than destroying his body. Palpatine doesn't die. Instead, he's purified, the dark side stripped away to reveal the broken, terrified man underneath. With Palpatine's defeat, the Imperial forces surrender. The galaxy begins the long process of healing from decades of tyranny and oppression. And at the center of it all, the Jedi Order emerges stronger and more unified than it has been in 1,000 years. If you enjoyed this journey into the shadows of what might have been, remember to hit that subscribe button and join us for more explorations of the infinite possibilities within that galaxy far, far away. May the Force be with you, always.